kids will understand the shade of gray and going away, because nothing ever will replace. Tell me I'm too old for dreaming. They say my time has passed me by, but I can't help myself from feeling that a hope will never die. Just give me one chance, one night. I promise I will win this fight. I've got nothing left for me to lose. Once I give my life, my soul to you, and everything that's gone.
and secretary study programs, lectures, film community, and students and all participants. So these are special people who attend this event and will be undoubtedly share valuable experience. But before we embark this journey, let us express our gratitude wholeheartedly by saying Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite the Right Honorable Mr. Associate Professor Dr. Rudianto, MSE, to deliver his opening remarks. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Ms. Christy Marhots, Acting General Counsel of America to Sumatra Island. Mr. Raji Jafri, filmmaker and producer, as the main speaker today. Welcome to Universitas Muhammadiyah Sumatera Utara, especially to Medan. I know it is third that you visit Indonesia, but it is the first time maybe you come to Medan, especially to Universitas Muhammadiyah Sumatera Utara. Very warm welcome from us. Ms. Rahma Juwarinata, a part of General Consulate of America in Medan. Welcome. I say welcome back or welcome, yeah. Welcome back to UMSU. The Dean and Vice Dean from all of the faculties in Universitas Muhammadiyah Sumatera Utara. I saw there is Mr. Prof. Muhammad Korib and several vice dean from all faculties, head and secretary of study program in Universitas Muhammadiyah Sumatera Utara, the community of filmmakers in Medan, the lecturer, the student, and all the participants of this event. Representing of our rector, I would like to say thank you very much for coming in this event. Also, we very welcome to Ms. Christie as the acting of Counsel of General Consulate America in Medan, and also to Mr. Raji as the special guest for this event. You know, maybe Indonesia as the largest Muslim country in the world, there are so many unique culture and behavior and activities during Ramadan. Maybe, Raji, you will feel the first time you come to UMSU, maybe you will wondering about the crowded in front of our campus. You know, in front right of our campus, there is a place that the seller serve the meals, many meals for our having to bringing our breakfast. Then, you know, in Indonesia right now, there is a viral content in media social. It is, we call that nonis war takjil, you know, nonis war takjil. It means that non-Muslim people war for takjil. Takjil is the meal that our need for having for breaking our fasting. It is like a joke, but it's mean a lot of our tolerance in our Muslim countries with non-Muslim also living in these countries also. So it is the same symbol of that we can live, even we are Muslim countries, we can live together with non-Muslim in Indonesia with peacefully. And today, we, luckily because we want to shortly soon to see the film that made by Raji. As the movie, maybe we can see how Muslim in United States and America live during Ramadan. By watching at the YouTube, we feel very delightful and very glad to know that in America today, we can see that Muslim can do Tarawih praying in the middle of Manhattan City in New York. we feel that, wow, it is amazing. It looked like that Muslim become very diterima dengan baik in Amerika. Maybe it's symbol that Muslim become a peaceful religion and bisa diterima di seluruh masyarakat dunia, I think. So thank you for Raji that you visit us with the good movie, I think. And welcome to Christy also, to Universitas Muda Sumatera Utara. And for the information, this year, maybe at 2 of May in this year, we will open the representative office of Education USA in UMSU. And it is only, maybe in Sumatra Island, only the second one. Yeah. The first in Aceh, and the second one in Medan, and it is located in Universitas Muhammadiyah Sumatera Utara, and will open soon at 2 of May 2024. At the end, I think we need to know soon about the movie and the story behind the movie making, and everything about information about Muslim in America. So thank you for Ms. Christy, Ms. Rahma, and especially to Raji. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Rudianto. The next agenda, we have a speech by the U.S. Consulate in Sumatra. Ms. Christy Mardes, kindly welcome to the stage.
Hello, selamat sore semua. It is a pleasure to be here with you this evening and to screen the Hamtramck movie here at the university. We are proud to support this program with the American Film Showcase and continue to support creative industries through the film sector. And thank you to our speaker, Razi Jaffrey, for joining us today and for your support and efforts on this program. And also thank you to the Universitas Muhammadiyah Sumatera Utara, including the rector, Dr. Agusani, the vice rector for Students, Alumni, and Cooperation, Dr. Rudianto, the deans and vice deans, the head of bureaus, head and secretary program, lecturers, students, and documentary film communities. Thank you so much for joining tonight and for your tremendous support for this event. The American Film Showcase is the premier American film diplomacy program of the United States Department of State. In partnership with the U.S. embassies, the American Film Showcase organizes screenings, workshops, and master classes in more than 60 countries per year. And this AFS program offers global audiences insight into American society and culture through film and empowers local filmmakers with tools to tell their own stories. And we have been working to bring filmmaking resources and support filmmaker exchanges to the United States from Indonesia for many years. And we are excited to continue this great work with AFS and with all Indonesian filmmakers, and to continue improving the quality of creative innovation, information sharing, and connection between members of our filmmaking communities. The program is also part of the U.S. government's effort to foster religious diversity and understanding, as this film features the story of religious diversity in the United States. And this initiative underscores the U.S. Embassy's commitment to celebrate and embrace religious traditions worldwide, and it echoes the celebration this year of the 75th anniversary of Indonesia and U.S. relations with the theme Diversity, Democracy, Prosperity. So this is a very special year to bring together creative industry, interfaith, and other partners between the United States and Indonesia. We have a year-long celebration of the 75 years of our diplomatic relationship and its elevation to a comprehensive strategic partnership just last year. At the heart of this relationship, its foundation and its future are people. And it's you, me, the people here in Indonesia and the United States, and their efforts and stories. And that is why we celebrate the diversity of our two nations as a strength in our democracies, and that leads to our shared prosperity. Through today's special Ramadan screening and discussion, we hope to invite you all to engage in a discussion on how documentary filmmaking portrays the essence of diverse communities and their democratic spirit. So thank you again, Razi Jafri, as well as Universitas Muhammadiyah Sumatra Utara, for your partnership as we work together to highlight the diverse experiences of Muslim communities in the United States, and the power of film. So I hope we can all enjoy this incredible story and also enjoy an iftar together at the end. So thank you so much, terima kasih, and I look forward to the film and discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Christy. Miss Christy Radar, please remain on stage to receive gift. Please step forward, Vice Rectors Universitas Muhammadiyah Sumatra Utara and Mr. Raji Jafri for the handover. So the next gift we have from Miss Christy Martins to Vice Rector, Mr. Associate Professor Dr. Rudianto, MSE. Take a picture. 1, 2, 3, and say cheese. Thank you, and please have a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, give applause. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you don't want to miss it, and you probably won't take your eyes off of it. So please, without further ado, this is screening of the documentary film Hamtramck, USA.
There's a city called Hamtramck that really is dynamic. The people there have put it on the map. Oh, the girls, to be specific, are really quite terrific. Just steal a kiss, you'll find it worth a slap.
There's Jaworski, Kowalski, Kobinski.
You won't find a Mr. Smith or Mr. Brown there, but you'll find they've really got a growing town there. So if you're in the neighborhood, why not go down there?
There's Piorki, Kielbasi, and Kapusta.
And a lot of other food you won't be used to. If If you're Stanley,
Your stash,
if you're Johnny,
your yacht.
up and down Hamtramck Way. Oh, the names that they use are enough to confuse in Hamtramck, USA.
We have properties and businesses that are empty, and no businesses are coming in late
Some picture, brother.
because nobody's renting
Picture.
them.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, shukran. Listen. I came here at age 3. That's one of my memories, you know. In Baghdad, how my house looked, how the air smelled. It was not the way that it looks now. Based on the country that I'm from, people thought I was the weakest candidate, but I do have a community, I do have a particular demographic. I'm still a Hamtramckian. Change is inevitable. You just gotta make sure it's positive. This is our next counselor. Myself and Ian. Current and next.
In Hamtramck, we live on 30-foot lots. We see each other, we smell each other's foods, we hear each other's languages, we shop in the same shops. I have a PhD in American culture with a focus on immigration and ethnicity. So this is the perfect place to live. Hi, do you guys live here? Any of you live here?
No, we don't live in here.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Hi, I'm the mayor of Hamtramck, so
All right.
nice to see you guys.
All right.
So this is how a lot of work gets done. I don't know if they have a permit or not, but lots of stuff happens on the weekends when inspectors aren't going around.
Will you do me a favor?
What's that?
Hand me that red can of pop, empty can of pop.
Oh, yeah.
It fell off my, I put it in my empty can there and it flew out last night. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, I already voted absentee ballot.
Great. Thanks. I used to collect the list of graduates every year because I was really interested in the last names of the graduates and watched that list of names shift to Bosnians in the early 90s and then more and more Bangladeshi names and Yemeni names. And I've realized that I am probably the last in the 100-year line of Polish mayors.
Hundreds of thousands of refugees fled Europe to leave war-torn Syria and Iraq in recent months. Here at home in Hamtramck, Michigan, has become the first Muslim-majority city in America.
Un vote a fait de Hamtramck la première ville aux États-Unis à autoriser l'amplification de l'appel à la prière.
Hamtramck hat offiziell rund 22.000 Einwohner. Geschätzte 20% davon kommen eigentlich aus Bangladesch, weitere 20% aus dem Jemen. Durch Zuwanderer aus anderen Ländern wurde Hamtramck 2013 zur ersten Stadt mit mehrheitlich muslimischer Bevölkerung.
अमेरिका का हैमट्रैमिक शहर, यहाँ कभी ज्यादातर आबादी पोलिश कैथोलिक्स की थी। आज यहाँ हर गली मोहल्ले में इस्लाम का असर दिखता है।
Sieht eine Stadt so aus, wenn Muslime das Sagen haben? Seit Beginn des Jahres wird Hamtramck von einem mehrheitlich muslimischen Stadtrat regiert.
You govern a majority Muslim American city. Are you afraid?
Some tourists from outside of town, when they come to Detroit, I give them a free tour and bring them to Hamtramck. And Mayor probably remembers, sometimes I bring them down here to show the diversity. Sometimes they forget they're in Detroit. They ask me they want to go to Detroit and show me a picture of a burnt house. That has changed. That's long gone. So the good leadership of the Detroit leaders, that's what we need here. We need to take advantage of Detroit's economic boom in Hamtramck.
So why I'm running? Because of budget, we cannot balance. Next year is coming shortfall $339,000. So only financial strength we have to bring in this Hamtramck city. That's the way I'm running. Thank you.
I'm Karen Mayeski. I am currently the mayor of Hamtramck. I've been the mayor of Hamtramck for the last 12 years. So I don't have a sign up here. I came straight from work, but pretty much everybody knows me.
يا إياد $1 for flashy تمام $1.
I opened up this store about 2.5 years ago. I think that the main purpose of my life is really finding things of beauty that other people overlook or forgot or didn't appreciate or just that fell to the wayside and giving them new life in some way. So, you do it with beautiful old clothing and embroideries, and in my doctoral work, looking at immigrant literature written in Polish. And I do it with an old city that's seen better days.
Another pierogi palooza in Hamtramck. It looks like Hamtramck would be famous for that. And I understand the census shows that the number of Polish Americans in Hamtramck is going rapidly down. but we still have a lot of Polish-American activities.
Sure. It's not surprising that demographically the number of Poles here and Polish Americans would be diminishing. Folks are dying off, and that older generation, is passing away. That said, Hamtramck has a very strong Polish identity, that's kind of deeply embedded in how everyone thinks of us, whether they're Polish, wherever they come from, they still have an association of Polishness with Hamtramck.
Give me a rose.
Only because you help the man, you get one rose. But you have to fight for a more just.
You
more
might as well
equitable
build a garden
society.
for me with the amount of help I'm going to give this city.
No. You don't understand. You have to fight against the capitalist structure that is hindering people, right? We say, Dr. King said, the problem is a lot of people say, well, look at how far we've come with Dr. King. The truth of the matter is, we've shifted the conversation from race to class. That's the real issue, right? Yeah. Most poor folks are black and brown. You're telling me that I think there's something to be said about how do we engage those people who are constantly neglected by the system in favor of corporations. Why should the CEO of McDonald's make billions of dollars when the person flipping the burgers can't afford to pay their heating bill because they're not making enough money? That's why you earn the rose. I'm gonna give it to you anyway, but that's what you gotta fight for. Money is not the answer. Spreading wealth
I was going to
is.
get this rose regardless, right?
Yeah.
So you were just yanking. Is this how you're going to do your voters? You can just lie to them and then just hand it to them?
I'm telling you, you still have to earn the meaning of the rose, but I'll give it to you. Because I believe in spreading the wealth.
Hey, listen.
See, I have 10 more roses we give out.
Was one of these intended for Amma? Was it?
No.
All right.
All right, I'll see you, man.
All right, my baby, I love you.
Again, Mayor, we just talked about you for about 5 minutes, how you walk around the city and the businesses and the city hall.
So, ready for a party tonight?
Now, we have with us the Honorable Mayor of the City of Hamtramck, Karen Mayaski. Thank you. We're just waiting a few minutes till other officials come and we'll do the ribbon cutting and cutting the cake. It's an honor having you, Madam Mayor. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years.
about putting your hands together for the organizers for putting such a beautiful event tonight? If clean street matters to you, if the high water bill matters to you, this light is actually killing me. Get your neighbors together, get your friends together, and vote.
Hamtramck City Council candidate Mr. Fadel Al Marsoumi. Mr. Fadel, say something to the audience, Mr. Fadel. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, brothers and sisters? So I've been in Hamtramck for 22 years, alhamdulillah. Those of you that don't know me, know my mother and father that opened Dollar City Plus in front of City CVS for 10 years. And all my Bengali brothers, all my Arab brothers and sisters, you know, all those that are, I spent, within 22 years time, I just want to say that above all, we need to be able to unite with one another. We need to be able to focus specifically on bettering the city. We don't want to just, you know, bring up false promises. And we want to be able to give back and be able to make the city as good as it is. And with unison, with belief, and above all, God-fearing people, inshallah we can. Thank you.
গানের রিকোয়েস্ট ছিল ডান্স করব সেটা শর্ত ছিল প্রথমে challenge क्या मैं दोस्त हो जाते हो आकाश के नन्हे पड़े मेरे मेरे पहाड़ तहरे नहीं को जोड़ी आशा जोड़ी तेरा जो आनंद कितना पल आज फोड़ने मजे गुड़ ऐसे रोहिना सोचे
Allah. الله أكبر كبيرة والحمد لله تحيات.
Hey, can I ask you something?
What's up?
What's the name?
Yes.
Burger King or McDonald's?
McDonald's.
McDonald's?
Yeah.
No, sir.
Have you had their chicken? Wait, have you had their chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
You telling me Burger King chicken nuggets are better?
Politics has always been an interest of mine. I got started before I could drive. I went up to the mayor and I said, hey, I want to join the recycling commission. She says, well, you have to be 18. So the day I turned 18, I said, I'm ready.
Although I'm not a candidate for the city council, I'm invested in making sure that our community is putting the best foot forward and we have strong representation that share the right values and have the lived experience of folks in our community.
You being Muslim,
Yeah.
do you think that betters your chances or worsens your chances?
You mean in like politics?
Yeah. No, not even in politics.
Like in running?
Election period.
No, I think the biggest thing is authenticity, you know?
Authenticity?
Yeah.
Same.
Like
Being authentic?
being real.
Being real. Oh, that's real. That's real.
No, because there's like some Muslim candidates who try to, they get a dog and they do like the Americana stuff, but that's not who they are, you know? I'll be telling folks, I'm shit of Yemeni, I'm the seventh of 8 kids.
One thing Muslims need to get better at is understanding there's a difference between unity and uniformity.
Alicia Jones Coleman, 36th District Court.
Jim Gamble, Westland City Council President. Mr. Tony Guerrero, representing Kim Worthy from the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. Bob Constant, Chairman of the Dearborn Heights City Council. Judge Paul Cusick from the Third Circuit Court.
There's this dude, like, we're sitting over here and he's like at a distance, just watching from a distance like this. Bengali dude. Gold chain, ring, everything. He's just looking. So one of my managers like tried to cover the computer because she thought like, sensitive information, she doesn't want him to see it. And the dude looks at me. Oh my God, Fidel! Oh my God, man! Oh my God! It is beautiful to see you. I'm like, I know he's familiar, I just don't know him yet. So I'm like, all right. Smiled, so thank you, brother. Oh my God, you're in a meeting. I leave you alone. Walks away.
Typically, the call to prayer is broadcast outside mosques through loudspeakers. That's what these Muslims in Hamtramck, Michigan have asked to do. The reaction from some in this Detroit suburb has been volatile.
You are forcing their religion upon me, and I have no choice but to hear them 5 times a day.
When I first heard it, I didn't know what it was, but it was quite loud.
The city council has been asked by the Muslim community to change Hamtramck's noise ordinance to permit mosques to publicly play the call to prayer.
There's no way that you'll ever be able to please every member of your constituency, and I have no problem voting with my conscience.
And Hamtramck City Council president says she's for permitting the call to prayer to be broadcast by neighborhood mosques, likening it to church bells.
اليوم مرشحين من السيتي كونسل ومن المير وغيره سيأتوا جميعا، ما نقول لأحد لا تأتي، وأنتم الحكم، من أردت أن تنتخب فأنت حر بنفسك.
Assalamu alaikum. I will introduce myself. Many of you already know me though, because we've worked together for a long time. I'm Karen Majewski. I'm the mayor of the city of Hamtramck. I was elected the first woman mayor in 2005, and I've been mayor ever since. So I thank you for your attention today. I'm here to ask for your vote, and I feel like I can ask in good conscience for your vote for a couple of reasons. One, there are some issues that transcend boundaries, right? We all want good roads, we all want good alleyways, we all want good sewers. We're working on those projects, as Councilman Amasmari can tell you, as Councilman Parada can tell you. But aside from that, I want to tell you that since 2004, when I was City Council President, when the issue of the call to prayer came up in Hamtramck, I have tried to stand up for and represent our growing Muslim community in Hamtramck with honor and with staunchness, with dedication. Whether it's talking to folks on the street, whether it's talking to other council people, or whether it's talking to CNN.
Assalamu alaikum, Jummah Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum, Jummah Mubarak, brother. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, Jack, Jummah Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum.
We are here as Muslim American citizens, and if we maintain our religious identity, this is our right, guaranteed by the Constitution. So raise your voice without fear. This is America, the Black American, the white American, the Muslims American, and the Arab American are all equal under the protection of the Constitution and have the same right. And we will say yes to a great America. This is America we know, which gave us the right to be here.
We want justice. We want justice. We want justice. We want justice. We want justice.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. For many of us here, this is an issue that hits close to home. We all know that Hamtramck is home to lots of Yemeni Americans, and this is a conflict that affects a lot of people.
Our message today is to voice our concerns about the internal and external war on Yemen and all countries in the world. Peace is established by understanding and not by force. We can either promote war or we can promote civilization.
One cool thing about the election process in general is that even though it's a lot of work to go door to door and try to connect with every voter in Hamtramck, that's a really, really good experience. I won't miss it, but it's a really good experience. I think that identity politics probably still plays a big role, probably not just in Hamtramck, but anywhere. You know, although we'd like to think that folks vote specifically on issues or on character, I don't think that that's ever completely true, and I don't think that it's necessarily, I don't want to say necessarily bad, I want to say that it's understandable. I think it's completely understandable that if you're a Bangladeshi immigrant in Hamtramck, you're going to want to vote for that Bangladeshi guy. You're going to want to think that that person will understand your situation, your family, that you've got a connection. I think it's normal in human nature. So my job as a candidate is to show people that I can represent them as well.
And I told him, you want to help him? I said, no, I didn't get no money. I have to do little by little. And he coming today, somebody coming today with a sticker in it.
Do you know why the stop work order was?
There's no permit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find out what kind of permit they need.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I don't, like, I think if you're an owner-occupant, you should be able to do kind of, like,
basic
work to your, I don't know, maybe this is, like, takes it up above the level of basic.
I have no idea.
Steps,
I don't remember.
but,
We had steps put in, and I can't remember if we had to have a
yeah, see, and that's what I'm going to find out.
I'm 62 years old. We need some young people running this place. You know, I think that I'm a progressive voice, you know, but we need people with a lot of new energy and excitement and drive. And I see that in Fadl and in Ian too.
The only person that was on my slate was Ian. But I've come to the light and I've understood that I need to pick somebody that's not on council right now, that's somebody that I believe is going to make a difference. For a person that shares my vision, it's more of Tuhin, Manzul Kareem.
Assalamualaikum Bhaiya, how are you? Doing good? Assalamualaikum Bhaiya, how are you? So inshallah, election Tuhin and Fadel.
There's been a divide between Bengali Muslims and Yemeni Muslims for a long time in this city. And that's why I'm running with a Bengali Muslim. We're able to hit every house and communicate to every house. He translates in Bangla, I translate in Arabic, we both speak English. It's perfect.
Sanella, I appreciate you. Bosnian? Bosnian. Like, the only Bosnian words I know is Bayram Barak Allahu Razu.
That's good enough.
I see that you have an Andrea Karpinski sign and Karen Majewski.
Yeah.
You have 3 choices for council. So you have one right there that's obvious. Hopefully we could be your second and third choice.
Yeah.
And then in addition for mayor, you have your own.
Oh, listen, I am Polish.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Dziękuję, proszę, jak się masz dobrze. Testnie bardzo, daj mi buzię. Please.
Okay, okay.
And so if you get a chance, vote for us November 7th.
The only person I feel like I've been disloyal to, in essence, would be Kamal. But what is being disloyal? There would be no change if I don't win. What am I supposed to do?
2-3 Bengali houses, 2-3 Arab houses. So anybody that came out, we would translate for them easily. No problem.
So put the water on it, please, guys.
Why is it floating?
Yes, can you put the water on it, please?
Like I said before, I was comfortable with everybody. When Hassan Bhai spoke to me, I'm comfortable with him. When Karen spoke with me, I was comfortable with her. When Kamal spoke to me every day, comfortable and loyal to them. It's no hard feelings, it's politics. I would have never thought I would say something like that. I swear to God, that is insane. Wow, holy crap.
Wasn't prepared for this cold, I'll tell you that much.
We need gloves this morning.
Good to see you. Good to see you too.
Hi.
كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله بكرة وأصيلا لا إله إلا الله وحده.
So I pray for you and your families, for our city, for our nation, for those homelands around the world that also hold our hearts. We are inspired by the stories of ages ago, but in this time and place, it is our turn to embody the good.
Like what I've been doing in city council, I've stood with the Yemeni people, stood for Muslims when Trump called for the travel ban. We stood up against him, told him to go somewhere else.
To all my brothers and to all my sisters, my name is Fidel Marsumi, and I want to thank you all for supporting me. Inshallah, you support me November 7th as well. Inshallah, we unify together as one, and inshallah, we accomplish the unaccomplished prior. I want to thank you all, and anything that you need, I'm at your service. My job is to do everything that you need. Allah yasallimkum. Wassalamu alaikum.
And I want you to take the right decision who you're gonna vote November 7th. Please, if you like to change, I have some idea to restructure and modify the administration. So if you like it, please vote for me. Thank you.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Bonjour, Kareem and Fidel for council, inshallah. Thank you.
So inshallah, November 7th, not just you, your wife, your daughter, any of your family members. Come on out. Tuheen? Tuheen's my brother.
Your brother, all right.
Wallah, but inshallah, we're
After November 8th.
Oh yeah, inshallah. November 7th at 9 p.m. Inshallah, we'll be celebrating together. Regardless if both of us win or at least one of us wins, we need to be able to build strategy together.
We need to win both of. We need to win both, and we will see you both on the city hall.
I just wanted to work a 9 to 5, go to my wife, relax with her, honest livings, and just be happy. You know, 70 to 100K per each. Dinks, dual income, no kids, baby, right? And then what happens? I get introduced to this goddamn game, right? I did it. I just was doing it to help the city, and all of a sudden, I meet people that I can't tell how much.
Politics is supposed to be about purpose, not profits.
To us?
Wait a minute. It doesn't matter. So I'm saying you have to be the agent to keep that going. So
do I have any level of authority or power? A newcomer that's had maybe 3, not even. I've had experience since April 1st. That's it.
You can win people's hearts. That's your power.
That's why I made it past primary.
You
Winning
think
their hearts.
they can? Come on now. All I'm saying is this. Look,
Their slate has demolished. Their slate has demolished.
All I'm saying is
Hassan picked 3 people and said these 3 will win no matter what you do. And what happened?
All I'm saying is that we, as young people, can't simply be kind of taken out by pundits and naysayers and corrupt pollsters who say,
I agree.
These are the numbers that I can crunch to pull the victory. I believe we're better than that. And like if I'm gonna try to put the religious element to it,
yes,
right? Religiously, as Muslims, I should not be engaging or saying this is the way it is, so I have to accept it.
Yes.
The Prophet Muhammad in Mecca was corrupt. It was a merchant society, and people were worshiping the same statues they were building.
Yes.
Did he choose to say, you know what, I'm the only different one, so I'm just gonna play the game until I eventually... No. That man was a revolutionary, right? And he changed society as we know. He had to leave and go to a different city, Medina, and then he eventually comes back. And now Mecca is the pinnacle of the Muslim world. It is where billions of people across history have come. Doesn't matter what they look like. They could have been gay or straight, doesn't matter. They could have been disabled or able-bodied. They still can come there and say, this is the point of our worship. This is the pinnacle of who we are.
Thank you. My mom likes to collect a lot of vases and stuff like that. And this is her collection. You're good. You're good. You didn't make it. Just sit down. Sit down. So Ian Andrea 1-2, Naeem Chowdhury 3, me and Manzrul. Okay, I made calls today to people and I pitched his name. People looked down upon me when I mentioned his name because they didn't want the slate, but I don't care. I told him I'm giving him, my full support, and that's what I did. Every time he mentions me winning, I told him even if I lose and you win, I don't give a damn. Well, I got something that I wanted.
Whoa. It's taking me away.
celebrate America and democracy, and everyone's invited.
Hey, man. We're protesting, man.
Feeling confident, feeling happy. This is our time to shine.
We want Butler! We want Butler! We want Butler! We want Butler!
Best luck for everyone.
Guys, you know, this has been like a long, long campaign. You guys have sustained me. All my supporters have helped keep my energy up. I love you all. I thank you all. I want to congratulate Ian. And although Fadl and Andrea aren't here, I think we have got a fantastic lineup.
You came through. You helped out tremendously, man. Justin, no hug. No hug. That's all I'm going to get just from recording. Come here, man.
I wanted to meet you. I'm Chris Wells. Congratulations.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Congratulations.
Oh, this is going to be great to work with you.
How are you?
Hold me down, man.
Your win is my win.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Mayor, City Councilman Hassan, you know, we might have had our differences at times, but it's always been a pleasure serving with you.
Thank you.
And you definitely make for some entertaining moments, like throughout our, you know, not just at the council meetings, but at the events, other things.
Yeah.
He's a really funny guy.
Thank you, Hamtramck, who came board, select or elect the right person, and that was good for Hamtramck. Like Mr. Julak said, anything we need, you need, I will be there. I will be around. My 23 years Hamtramck, and rest of the life I'm planning for Mr. Hamtramck. So thank you, Hamtramck, again.
That brings us to the end of the agenda.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Are there any objections? Then we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Thank
Okay, don't delay of that.
I know.
Comments.
I'm not late.
Get him in here.
You're welcome, man.
Glad you made it. Thank you for hurrying. Councilman.
This is your key to your mailbox. You're officially at a spot in the city hall now, brother.
Great. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much, all.
You love God, you discipline yourself, and you elevate others.
Yes.
That should be the trifecta of how you should work.
My mom put me off to the side and she told me, I really hope this doesn't change you. She said the same exact thing. I said, I hope this position doesn't make you become more like harsh, serious, and
You're not a politician.
Not yet.
No, I don't think you ever will.
You don't think so?
No.
Why?
I think your heart's too clean for it.
I'll allow it.
You're kind of like the bear from Jungle Book.
Mm. What was his name?
I don't know.
The bluish one. No, he's like gray. Babu?
I don't know.
Baloo.
Baloo. You're Baloo. Balasudi Baloo.
It's a bare necessity, simple bare necessity.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Happy New Year. Thank you for being here, and thank you again to the library for hosting us today. We have 3 either re-elected or newly elected city council persons to swear in and the mayor to swear in.
I've had the honor of participating now in 5 of these inauguration ceremonies, and each one has in its own way opened a new chapter in Hamtramck's history and a new door to our future. We've come a long way together, struggled and hoped together in bad times and in good. And that shared path binds us each to each other, no matter who we are, where our families come from, what language we speak, who we love, or how, or even whether we worship. We are family. We are blessed to come together in a place where we know we are part of a community, where we know our neighbors, our council members, and the woman who bakes our bread, where we can walk to the bank and know the person who handles our money, where we stop at our favorite spot for coffee and are sure to run into friends. We live in a place where we can see that we are part of something bigger than ourselves, and each of us, in our acts large and small, conscious and unconscious, are part of the daily creation and recreation of this place, partners in its continual formation. Our actions here change lives, transform streets, and they create our city. If you're like me, you have moments when this place frustrates you, when it annoys you, when it maddens you. But I know that, like me, you also have moments when something you witness here simply takes your breath away. More often than not, it's a simple thing, an act of neighborliness, a moment of intercultural understanding, an odd anachronism, a cool encounter on the street. That's when you smile to yourself and think, this is my city. This is my city. It's pure Hamtramck, and there's no place like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give applause for amazing documentary. Alright, thanks for the presentation session entitled Islam in America. I would like to welcome Ms. Kaironisa as a moderator who will also lead Q&A session afterward. To Ms. Kaironisa, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I extend my warmest greetings to every one of you gathered here today. It's a privilege to stand before such an esteemed audience representing various sectors, including our distinguished guests from the United States Consulate General, our rector leaders of Universitas Muhammadiyah Sumatera Utara, representative from faculties and academic programs, and our valued members of the film community and student body. My name is Khairun-Nisa, and I am deeply honored to serve as the moderator for today's special event, the Ramadan Outreach Program initiated by the United States Consulate General, featuring a discussion on the thought-provoking documentary film Hamtramck, USA, produced by the talented Razi Jafri. Okay, now I would like to invite Razi and have you share your expertise and insight with our audience on our talk show. Please welcome. Okay, hello Razi, welcome to our university.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullah.
Yeah, Waalaikumsalam. Before we delve into our discussion, allow me to provide a brief overview of the film to the audience. Hamtramck, USA premiered at the renowned South by Southwest Film Festival, and it served as poignant exploration of multiculturalism and societal dynamics in contemporary America. Our distinguished producer Razi Jafri is a former engineer turned documentary film producer based in Detroit, Michigan. Through his compelling works, Razi shed light on pressing issues such as refugees, struggles, and the challenge of Islamophobia. Some of his notable works include Three Chaplains, highlighting Muslim leaders' fight for religious freedom within the U.S. military, and the untitled Yemeni Refugee Project, which chronicles the journey of a refugee striving to reunite with his family amidst the turmoil of Yemeni civil war. Razi's dedication to storytelling has not gone unnoticed, and he has garnered support from various foundations and received prestigious fellowship in recognition of his impactful contribution to the world of documentary filmmaking. Now, to the exciting part, as we transition into our discussion session, I encourage each of you to reflect on the themes and message conveyed in Hamtramck, USA. Our goal today is to engage in insightful conversation surrounding the political and multicultural issues encapsulated within the film. To kickstart our dialogue, I'd like to pose a few questions to Mr. Razi. So, Razi, could you share with us the inspiration behind Hamtramck, USA, and why you chose to spotlight the community of Hamtramck specifically?
Very good question. Thank you for asking. Myself and my co-director, Justin Feltman, we were inspired to make the film, out of a big challenge at the time. The film was made after the election of Donald Trump in the 2016 presidential election. It was an election that I think the whole world felt its impact. And of course, locally in the Muslim community, it was something that was felt in a very powerful way, with a lot of large negative impacts and consequences. And so I remember being at a watch party. When we have the election, we hang out together and watch the results coming in. Hopefully your candidate won that night. So Justin and I were together watching the results come in. And we were with many friends who were from minority communities, African American, Arab American, many Muslim friends. And there was a collective depression in the room as the results were coming in. So we had decided that we wanted to do something in this situation. After the 2016 election, many Muslims were inspired to run for political office and try to make a change in their community, their society, and our country. So we had the election of many Muslim politicians. So Justin and I decided to make a movie and tell the story about Hamtramck. You noticed in the film, not only does the Muslim community across the United States, across the world, deal with Islamophobia, but we also see negative stereotypes in small communities like Hamtramck. At one point, the mayor of the city, Karen Mayeski, was asked on CNN, one of our major news broadcasters, "You're the mayor of a Muslim majority city. Are you afraid?" And the implication is, are you afraid of the Muslims who live in your city? So there were many negative stereotypes. So we wanted to tell a story, allow Hamtramck to tell its story, and that was the inspiration behind the film.
Okay, thank you. And for the next question, actually, I find it's interesting when the film start with Polandia, and the song that you play. Is it intentional that you chose that song? Like there's no Jones, there's no Smith, like that.
Yeah, so you're asking about the song that plays in the beginning of the film and the introduction of the film. So a little background on Hamtramck. At one point, it was 90% Polish American or Polish. So that included 100 straight years of Polish American mayors. And in the film, Karen mentions in the early part of the film, she mentions that I'm probably going to be the last Polish mayor of Hamtramck. And in fact, her prediction came true because in 2021, there was an election again in Hamtramck, and she ran against a Yemeni American Muslim, a doctor, ran for mayor, and he beat Karen. So she was true. It was the last Polish American. She was the last Polish American mayor. The song that we played in the beginning of the film, we actually repeat the song in the end of the film. So maybe some people who are very musically inclined can tell it's the same song, but we hired Bangladeshi musicians to recreate the song using Bangladeshi or South Asian instruments to replay the same song. And there's a lot of symbolism in the film of transitioning from one group to another group, from Polish to Bangladeshi, from Ukrainian to Yemeni, so on and so forth. So there's many transitions in the film. Also, the point of these transitions is to show that transition is okay, that change is okay, that in the United States we live in a multicultural society, and our society will evolve and continue to change. Most societies now around the world are multicultural, and that they're ever evolving, and that evolution in the demographics shouldn't make a big difference.
Okay, so your film often confront issues of Islamophobia and experience of refugees. What challenge have you encountered in portraying this narrative, and how do you navigate the complexities of such sensitive topics?
Yes, on the question of portraying Islamophobia, anti-refugee sentiment, and I think this is a really important issue right now, not just for Muslim stories, but stories about many other minority communities that experience stereotypes about their communities. Because the industry, the entertainment industry, the film industry, the television industry still has deep-seated stereotypes. So for the Muslim community or the Muslim experience, we know what some of these stereotypes are. We hear them all the time. Muslims are violent, they're either terrorists or they're victims of terrorists. The women are not educated, they're oppressed by the males in the society, so on and so forth. And so many times when we're trying to pitch these stories or pitch these projects, the producers or the people in the industry who are making the decisions, they still have these ideas in their head. So we have to break these ideas through our stories and through our storytelling. So it's a bit of a challenge still to correct this, because we're going up against many, many decades of stories about Muslims that revolve around terrorism or that revolve around gender discrimination and things like that. So, these are some of the challenges, but I think on the positive side, we have a general trend in the US and around the world to increase diversity, increase the diversity of not only the kinds of films that are being told, but who is telling those stories. So we're seeing more and more minority directors getting a chance to tell the story of their communities.
Okay, so actually I have several questions more, but I have to give our participant a chance to interact with you, Razi.
Of course,
So
yeah, and I look forward to your questions.
Yes. Now I would like to invite our participants to engage with Mr. Razi. Please feel free to raise your hand if you have any questions or insights you would like to share. For instance, what were some of the most impactful moments or themes in the film that resonated the most with you? And actually, our hosts have several gifts for you. So the audience who ask a questions will get gifts from our host. So feel free to ask, or you can ask with Bahasa Indonesia. Also, we'll translate it for you. Okay. Is there anyone who want to ask a question? Yes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yang pertama, perkenalkan, nama saya Amir Hamzah Lubis, saya dari komunitas film di Kota Medan. Yang mau saya tanyakan kepada pembuat film tadi, itu kan jenisnya dokumenter ekspositori, yang dimana di dalamnya ada segi wawancara berbeda seperti gaya-gaya film-film yang lain. Yang mau saya pertanyakan, gimana cara pembuat film mendekatkan subjek? Karena kan subjeknya itu adalah politisi, di mana politisi itu kan merasa dia tertutup dan tidak mau diwawancarain gitu. Gimana cara pendekatannya untuk membuat film tersebut gitu. Terima kasih.
Oke, terima kasih pada Bapak Amir Hamzah. Mudah-mudahan saya bisa mentranslate dengan baik apa yang Bapak sampaikan kepada narasumber. So, this is Amir Hamzah. He is from film community in Medan. So he said that this documentary film, the type is expository, with the process is by interview the politician. So how to make a film that make you able to interview the politician, because maybe in our country it's not easy to access politician. So how your way to make that film, to make that happen, to interview politicians?
Or just generally?
In your film.
In our film. So very good question. So yeah, I mean, being a film about I'll speak slowly and then I'll wait for you to translate. So you know, being a film about an election, naturally we have to interview and film with the politicians. So one of the things that we did in the beginning was we started visiting Hamtramck, Justin and I, my co-director. We would visit Hamtramck without the cameras and just try to meet the politicians and build a relationship with them. We would meet them at their work. So you saw Karen, she owns a vintage store, a secondhand store. So she resells clothes and antiques and jewelry. So we would go to the store and spend time with her and talk to her there. Some of the other politicians, they had other jobs, or they, you know, we would go to their house. They would invite us over. So we would spend time with them without the camera, and that helped build the relationship. Some of the politicians, they did not want to be in the film. And I'll explain, you know, this as well. So the two politicians who did not want to be in the film, one lost and one won. One of them was Andrea Karpinski. She won the city council seat, so she was one of the non-Muslim, white American, Polish American candidates for city council. So she just did not want to be in the film. She did not give a reason. She did not want to be in the film. One of the other people who did not want to be in the film was Muhammad Hassan. So he was the candidate who won and was going to go against Karen head to head. So major candidate. It's a very difficult situation. He only said we can film with him in the public. If he's in the public, we can film with him, but he did not want to be interviewed. Actually, later he did give us interview in the end, you know, of the film. So I think the biggest advice I would give is, or reflect from my experience, is that we built relationships with the people that are in the film. So.
Okay, thank you. I will give him a quick summary of your answer. Jadi Bapak Amir Hamzah, kalau saran dari Razi sendiri tadi untuk membuat film dokumenter di mana kita bisa mewawancarai politisi, maka kita harus membangun relationship atau membangun kedekatan terlebih dahulu kepada mereka, berinteraksi. Jadi nggak langsung tiba-tiba ujuk-ujuk memproduksi film. Seperti mungkin nongkrong di warung gitu atau ngobrol-ngobrol terlebih dahulu. Nah, tapi di dalam pembuatan film ini tidak semua politisi juga ternyata mau diwawancara. Jadi ada dua politisi yang tidak mau diwawancara, satu menang dan satu kalah. Jadi satu yang bertanding dengan Karen sebagai wali kota, itu Hasan, beliau tidak mau diwawancara dan hanya mau didokumentasi ketika di tempat-tempat publik. Jadi tadi kita lihat ya di film Hasan ada di tempat publik tapi tidak diwawancara. Dan satu lagi Andrea yang menang jadi city council, tapi beliau tidak memberi alasan kenapa beliau mau diwawancara. Walaupun di akhir-akhir kemudian tidak dimasukkan ke dalam film, Hasan pada akhirnya mau diwawancara, seperti itu. Oke, ada lagi yang mau bertanya? Ya, Bapak silahkan.
Cek. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, Mr. Razi. I am Zuhdi. I'm the lecturer from Social and Political Science, especially in communications. I very appreciate your film, how we can see the rise of Muslims, especially in Hamtramck. But when I analyze your film, we just see the communications, the interactions between the immigrants. But we can see, we cannot see how the immigrants will mingle with the native from US itself. So how do you respond this film? My questions would be, where is the native? Why don't we can see the scenes, the communications between the immigrants, between the native itself? Thank you.
Who do you mean by the natives, by the way?
Sorry?
What do you mean natives?
what I mean is, we see that the wall of the film is the communication is full of with immigrants, Middle East immigrants, right? Yemen, Bengal, and Pakistan. But we don't see how we can see the white people see mingle with the U.S. and the vibe is different with the other city from U.S. itself. So this is how. What I mean is, how do you respond about where is why you don't expose about the communications between the native, between the most of the immigrants, sir.
Okay, well, I want to also clarify something. White people are not the natives in the United States. They came from somewhere, right? So I just want to clarify, that. There are still a number of Polish Americans that live in Hamtramck, and I think that's probably what you're referring to, are the people that maybe were there before the Yemeni and the Bangladeshi community. So the interactions and the connections between the community have a complex history, both a history of cooperation and a history of suspicion. So when the Hamtramck's economic situation was changing, starting in the 1970s, but really accelerating in the 1980s and 90s, essentially factories were closing. They were starting to shut down. And this, naturally, any place where a factory shuts down, it's usually hiring a lot of people, employing a lot of people. So the factory begins to shut down. So those Polish individuals were also immigrants, by the way. They came from somewhere. They came from Europe. So they're not native. So they had just come there for these jobs, for a better life, to raise their families, so on and so forth. But over time, when the factories began to close, they had to leave, to go find jobs somewhere else, or to move to be closer to other family members. But mainly they were being impacted by the economic crisis in the United States in the 1980s, the manufacturing crisis, really, when all the industries, not just the automotive industry, but all the industries were downsizing, were outsourcing, sending their the jobs to Southeast Asia, to Mexico, Latin America, so on and so forth. This created a kind of a vacuum in Hamtramck, and many cities like Hamtramck, that allowed the immigrant communities to move into Hamtramck. So at the same time, it's not related. It's not like the Polish people were leaving, therefore the Bangladeshis and the Yemenis were moving in. It's a coincidence of history that this is happening, this is taking place. At the same time, the Bangladeshis and the Yemenis are starting to move in from overseas, from Bangladesh and from Yemen, oftentimes to be part of a larger family that's already living in the United States. So they're coming, this is how my family came to the US. I'm originally from India, so we had relatives that were in the United States, and we came because they sponsored us. So maybe I'll pause for a second and you can explain a little bit. Yeah.
Baiklah, jadi mungkin hal yang saya dapatkan gitu agak struggling juga gitu untuk tapi kurang lebih secara natural aja gitu. Jadi di awalnya itu di banyak penduduk dari Polandia, kemudian mulai dari 1970-an mungkin ya, atau 1990-an, kemudian orang dari imigran lain dari Yaman dan Bengali kemudian datang ke sana. Jadi kayak sequence kehidupan aja gitu. Ketika orang yang penduduk aslinya kemudian mungkin pindah untuk mencari penghidupan yang lebih baik, kemudian kota itu diisi oleh suku-suku atau ras atau dari negara lain, seperti itu. Kurang lebih, walaupun panjang tapi kurang lebih itulah yang saya tangkap, seperti itu. Oke, mungkin the last question from audience. Ada satu pertanyaan lagi. Oke. Ya, silahkan. Mungkin karena banyak yang bertanya, kita ulangi lagi ya. Siapa yang paling cepat nanti boleh dilihat panitia. Oh, IMM. Oke, PMM. Oke, satu orang dari PMM, mungkin perwakilan dari mahasiswa. dari PMM.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Perkenalkan, nama saya Dani Kristina, saya mahasiswa PMM dari Jawa Timur. Nah, yang ingin saya tanyakan, bagaimana tanggapan masyarakat sekitar mengenai pembuatan film ini? Karena mengingat lagi tema yang diangkat ini kan cukup sensitif, jadi tanggapannya bagaimana? Dan kemudian film ini dibuatnya kapan? Karena kan di film tadi kalau diperhatikan tahunnya 2004. Ataukah ada terbarunya seperti apa dan update-nya seperti apa tentang film ini? Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Christina. So I try to translate Christina. So she asks when the film is produced for the first time, and is there any updates about today's today's event after the film produced, and what the how the citizen of Hamtramck, USA, when you want to start the film, is there any objection or anything like that? Okay, thank you.
So the film was made in 2017 during the city election in 2017. So the city had its own election in 2017. That's when we made the film. We released it in 2020. That was the first time we had a film festival. So roughly 2.5 years to make the film. And then 1 year later, in 2021, it was on TV. Yeah, so basically 2020. Yeah.
How when you want to start the film, how the citizen of Hamtramck, is there any objection from them?
Yeah, so regarding the residents of Hamtramck, because we spent time building relationships with them, they were mostly okay with it. Some people objected, not because we were making a film, but because they had seen the negative portrayals before of Hamtramck in the news and other journalism. So that's why they were a little bit reluctant. This is the reason why Muhammad Hassan, he did not want to be in the film because of previously misrepresentation of Hamtramck.
Like some vlogger or producer?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay. Oke, baik, terima kasih. Jadi menurut Razi, kalau masyarakat di awalnya itu mostly mereka senang gitu, maksudnya oke-oke aja. Kemudian itu difilmkan karena Razi dan tim itu mereka spend time untuk kemudian berinteraksi sama masyarakat terlebih dahulu. Walaupun ada sedikit penolakan, salah satunya tadi salah satu kandidat wali kota yang keberatan untuk difilmkan karena pernah ada semacam produser atau vlogger yang kemudian meliput Hamtramck tapi mengabarkan hal yang sisi negatif dari Hamtramck sehingga ada sedikit trauma seperti itu. Jadi tapi secara umum sebenarnya mereka tidak menolak. Pada akhirnya memang kan Hasan mau untuk diwawancara seperti itu. Oke. Actually, there are a lot to, okay. So as the moderator of today's talk show, I find ourselves with surplus time, so we still have a question from audience. So maybe 2 questions more.
His hand went up very fast.
Oke, tinggal tangannya di panitia, mohon dilihat ya siapa duluan ya. Saya hitung ya. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. I think the one in the middle first. Yeah.
Baik, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Saya Ismail Huda dari Radio UMSU FM sekaligus mahasiswa ilmu komunikasi UMSU. Saya ingin bertanya sedikit, mungkin Mr. Razi bisa berbagi kepada kita sedikit bagaimana isu yang ada dalam film ini bisa tertimbul, bisa tercipta, dan bagaimana juga cara untuk mengeksekusinya dalam sebuah skrip dan bagaimana pula untuk mengeksekusinya dalam sebuah film, dan bagaimana pula untuk melobi-lobi semua orang yang ada di dalam film ini sehingga dia berbentuk dalam sebuah film. Itu aja sih. Oke.
Oke, so namanya siapa ya tadi?
Ismail.
Hah?
Ismail.
Ismail.
Yeah.
Okay, Ismail. So Ismail asked that how you find the issue to rise about yeah, the documentary film, how the method to find the
New
issue,
topics.
yeah, to find the issue in this documentary. How you come up with the issue?
How we came up with the idea
Yes,
for
yeah.
this film.
Yes, and there is a question again, and how to execute this film and make it happen, and how to lobby everyone that you know that all people that
Yeah.
you interviewed in this film.
Yeah. So the idea for the film came from, the result of the 2016 presidential election in the U.S., which was the election of Donald Trump. So, many people were obviously very disappointed in the Muslim community, so they decided to do something about it, whether it's run for office, join a nonprofit organization. For me, I wanted to make a movie and respond and tell the story about American Muslims through the experience of this one community. So that's the first answer. If you want to just translate that, then we'll go to the next one.
Oke, jadi menurut Razi bagaimana sih dia bisa datang dengan ide untuk film dokumenter ini? Pertama karena beliau merasa ada passion gitu untuk menceritakan bagaimana sih kondisi Muslim di dunia. Dia pengen menceritakan bahwa ini loh sebenarnya komunitas Muslim seperti apa. Jadi yang Razi ingin ceritakan adalah itu bagaimana Muslim itu kan punya stereotip gitu ya, apalagi di Amerika Serikat seperti itu. Jadi ingin meluruskan bagaimana sih sebenarnya komunitas Muslim itu sendiri. Oke.
On the question of the process of making the film, there's many ways to approach it. I'll just explain some basic things. So one, I had a partner on the film, a creative partner, co-director, co-producer by the name of Justin Feltman. So Justin and I, we came up with the idea. We had the equipment, the gear, the camera equipment, and so we just started shooting the film ourselves. We didn't have any money, so we couldn't pay ourselves, but we had the equipment and we had the motivation to tell the story. In addition to Justin and I, we asked friends to please help us with this project. We think it's very important, so we would ask friends for favors. So I'll stop there. I'll continue after you translate. There's more to explain, but I'll explain more after you translate.
Baiklah, jadi nanti satu-satu ya biar gampang translate-nya. Jadi Razi sendiri untuk mengerjakan film dokumenter ini ada partner. Kemudian mereka punya tim, ada tim kreatif, ada tim yang kemudian shoot dengan alat-alatnya. Mereka nggak punya uang untuk memproduksi ini, tapi mereka punya motivasi yang kuat gitu untuk mengangkat isu ini, sehingga untuk di Hamtramck sendiri mereka minta tolong teman-temannya yang memang bisa menolong mereka untuk mewujudkan film ini, seperti itu.
Okay, so one thing that really accelerated the film was that we started getting grant money. The first one was from the Center for Asian American Media. We got a grant that made the project feel more professional because then we can hire crew, and we actually at that time we could hire an editor. That was the biggest thing that we needed, was to hire an editor. Later on we got grants from the Islamic Scholarship Fund, which is a Muslim foundation in the United States that gives projects to Muslim American stories. And then the third grant came from the Ford Foundation. Ford, like the car company, the family of the car company started a foundation. They fund many things. Among them, they fund documentary films. So we got these grants. The grants made the project feel like it went from a hobby to a professional project. It went from paying our friends with free lunch and dinner to paying them with money. So.
Ya, Menarik sekali nih ya, mereka pertama kali ya start aja dulu mulai projectnya, tapi seiring berjalannya project, mereka kemudian dapat grant. Grant itu kayak hibah gitulah, hibah dana dari foundation. Kemudian mereka juga dapat fellowship, semacam scholarship atau beasiswa untuk membuat film ini. Jadi awalnya mungkin mereka hanya kayak pay for lunch atau bayar dinernya teman-teman yang bantu mereka. Pada akhirnya kemudian ini menjadi profesional, mereka kemudian mendapat dana untuk membiayai film ini, seperti itu.
So we hired professionals to help us finish the film. The whole process took about 2.5 years from beginning to end.
Oke, jadi pada akhirnya dengan ada dana-dana, suntikan dana gitu dari foundation dan scholarship tadi, akhirnya mereka hire profesional gitu, sehingga bisa terlihat perfect lah filmnya, seperti itu. Dalam waktu 2,5 tahun mereka merampungkan film ini. Oke, oke, that's it. Mungkin satu pertanyaan lagi ya. Satu pertanyaan lagi. This one? Oh, in the front. So, you can, tolong bisa kasih mic-nya ke yang depan. Dari komunitas film. Ya. Oke, dari komunitas film.
Ya, baik. Perkenalkan, nama saya Wiro dari komunitas film Medan. Ada 2 pertanyaan. Yang pertama, kenapa Anda tertarik untuk mengambil momen pada saat pemilu ya, election? Apakah masih ada isu tentang politik identitas di Hamtramck ya? Kemudian yang kedua, setelah Anda membuat film ini, Anda kan sudah mendapatkan riset yang cukup banyak gitu kan. Kemudian apakah ada rencana untuk membuat proyek film yang lain dengan isu yang lain tapi tetap masih di kawasan Hamtramck? Terima kasih.
Oke, terima kasih Bapak Wiro. So his question, there's 2 questions. So first, why you interest in to choose and raise the issue when the election is come up? Is there any politic identity in Hamtramck? That's the first question. And the second, you already have a lot of research in Hamtramck. So do you have a future next project, the future project that raise another issue in Hamtramck?
Yeah. Good questions. Thank you. So I'll answer the first one. Originally, when we came up with the idea to tell the story about Hamtramck, we didn't think it would just be about the elections. Actually, there were like 3 or 4 ideas that we were thinking to tell the story about Hamtramck. The thing about Hamtramck is that it's America's first Muslim majority city, so that already gives you many ideas to think about. But you need some hook, you know, you need something to bring the audience in, and you need to have something that gives the film some structure. So that's how we chose the election. At the same time, there was a big art project that was happening in Hamtramck too. It was a big mural project. It was going to take 1 year to make. So we thought we would follow both, the art project, the mural project, and the election at the same time. But we dropped the art project and we just focused on the elections.
Jadi untuk pertanyaan pertama, sebenarnya dia Razi punya banyak isu untuk diangkat terkait isu refugee dan politik di sana. Cuman untuk mengangkat suatu film dokumenter kan mereka perlu hook untuk menarik audiens gitu. Nah, akhirnya karena memang pas ketepatan ada isu pemilu, sebenarnya mereka angkat 2 isu. I'm sorry, the issue first is election and the second that you drop.
No, I'm waiting for you to finish, then I'll answer the second.
No, I mean you said that
there was an art project.
The other project,
Yeah.
you say you raised two projects, election and the second one that you
Well, when we were making the film,
Yes.
we were trying to figure out what story to tell.
Okay.
We decided to choose an election
Mhm.
over other things, like there was an art project taking
Okay.
place. So we were thinking of following both
Mhm.
to tell the story about Hamtramck, but we just dropped the art project. We just focused on the election. So.
Oke, jadi ada proyek seni juga yang waktu itu sudah berjalan selama 1 tahun. Cuman karena agak sulit untuk mengeksekusi keduanya sekaligus, mereka drop project art itu dan fokus terhadap election tadi tentang politik seperti itu.
Yeah, the elections were a good way to bring in an audience and then also to connect to larger things like democracy, voting, civic engagement for immigrant communities, the importance of running for office for minority communities. Because, you know, we often as American Muslims, we're critical of the United States government and the decisions that the government makes. Right now, we're critical of what's happening in Gaza, you know, for instance. But I think it's important for American Muslims to be involved in the democratic process. And even right now, more Muslims are registering to vote and run for office because they want to change things. So that's one of the ways that you can change things is by running for office. So rather than complaining and only protesting and complaining, those are also important, but running for office too. So we just wanted to show the importance of Muslims filing for candidacy and running for office.
Pada akhirnya kan mereka butuh satu isu yang memang benar-benar menarik untuk audiens, sehingga isu politik, kemudian bagaimana cara voting dan sebagainya itu kan sangat menarik. Dan hal yang paling penting adalah daripada mengeluh gitu, mereka ingin Muslim ini kan cukup kritikal gitu terhadap isu-isu di Amerika, isu-isu Gaza dan sebagainya gitu. Jadi daripada mengeluh, ya udah running for office atau mencalonkan diri sebagai pemimpin di daerah tersebut, itu sepertinya adalah solusi yang tepat selain dari kita mengkritik gitu. Harus langsung terjun bagaimana Muslim itu sebagai pemimpin city council atau mayor tadi, seperti itu.
And the second question was about other projects and other ideas. So the second question is about other projects and other ideas. So if you want to be a active filmmaker and a sustainable filmmaker, there's no choice. You have to have many projects at the same time. So my case is no different. So right now I'm working on like 4 or 5 other films. Some are in the beginning, some are in the end. One just came out in November. One is coming out in April. One is coming out next March, April, May. Another one is coming out in 2026. I'll say more about it, but I'll let you explain first.
Oke, jadi seperti produser pada umumnya, jika tetap ingin jadi produser tentu saja harus memproduksi film. Jadi saat ini beliau punya 4 sampai 5 film yang akan launching atau akan akan ditayangkan gitu. November, ada yang di April, ada yang di tahun 2025 Maret, ada yang di 2026, seperti itu.
My preference would be to work on 2 at one time, or maybe 3 at one time. Working on 3, 4, 5 is like, it's too much. But it's kind of a practical choice, because the reason for it, and many filmmakers you'll find work like this. I hope that one day I'll get to a point where I'm working on 1 or 2, maybe 3 at the same time. But it has to do with like how they're funded, you know, because the funding sometimes comes later, or one project is funded, the other one is not funded. So you have to be able to pay yourself to survive, pay the bills and things like that. So that's one of the reasons why I'm taking on so many, because some are funded, some are not. Some are finishing, some are beginning. So I don't want to wait for one project to finish before starting another, because to make one project takes a long time, 2 or 3 years at the earliest. I don't want to wait 2 or 3 years, then start another project, because to start a project, it can take like 3, 4, 5 months, maybe 1 year. Just you're doing research, developing the idea. So you can start researching and developing an idea before you finish one project.
Oke, jadi karena singkatnya aja ya, setiap proyek itu menghabiskan 2 sampai 3 tahun dan ada yang didanai, ada yang tidak seperti itu. Sehingga beliau Razi nggak mau menunggu gitu, tunggu satu film itu selesai atau enggak karena kan harus pay the bills gitu. Jadi artinya ini harus ada profitnya juga, tapi pembuatan film tetap berjalan seperti itu. Mudah-mudahan menjawab. So as we draw our discussion close, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Razi for his illuminating insights, and to all our participants for their active engagement. May the conversation sparked today continue to inspire empathy, understanding, and positive change within our communities. I extend my sincere appreciation to our esteemed producer for graciously sharing his time, expertise, and profound insight with us today. Your commitment to storytelling and advocacy serve as an inspiration to us all. As we conclude, I encourage all of us to carry forward the spirit of dialogue and mutual understanding fostered here today. Let us continue to engage with these important issues within our respective communities and strive towards a more inclusive and compassionate society. So, thank you and Ramadan Karim to all those observing this holy moon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And untuk semua tadi yang menanyakan, boleh ke depan kita akan ada pemberian cenderamata dan juga foto bersama. So,
and can I just say something as we close? Yeah, so, you know, I'm so lucky to be here in Indonesia with all of you. I'm very far away from my family this Ramadan, but it warms my heart to be with you this Ramadan and to have iftar with you today. It's so special. Alhamdulillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kepada 5 orang penanya, ya, dan juga US Consular General Ibu Mrs. Christie, please welcome to the stage.